Hello Terraria enthusiasts, my name is James and welcome back to the Calamity Mod. So, I need to get something off my chest, it's a confession and I feel like it's weighing me down. Look, I hacked in an item, alright? I'll say it, I'll admit it now and I'm proud of it, alright? But no, for real, we did hack in an item. And that's because in yesterday's episode, I was buzzing about this knife, the Stellar knife, which is like a term that we use in Britain for like something that's good. Oh, it's stellar, right? Do you use that in other parts of the world? I don't know. Where are you watching from? Canada, Australia? I don't know. But yeah, we got the stellar knife, and I thought this thing was amazing. I was hyping it up so much because it's genuinely fantastic. I love this weapon. Probably one of my favorite weapons in a while because I just like the animation. I like how quick it is. It's very satisfying to use. And I was also hyping this up as well. So obviously we know about both of these. If you watched yesterday's episode, you know all about it. But I thought we got this knife from a chest, an astral chest. No, it just turns out I just have this knife. I don't know where that came from. Did I get it while in the astral biome? I don't know. But what we were meant to get is the Heaven Fallen Star Disc. But we couldn't get in our world because the dungeon brick had warped into the chest apparently. So this is the item I had to hack in, right? So before you make a big giant thread about me being a hacker man, right? And we start whispering up to the FBI. Just know it was for good reason, because I want to see what it's like. In conclusion, I don't know how I feel about this weapon. I really want to see it in action. So today's episode is going to be about immediate action, because we're actually going to go and do Duke Fish Run, because we've not done it. I got my wormy boys, and I'm ready to do it. So today's episode, it might be short because we're in a bit of a predicament here. One, it's late in the day because I had a good day, and you know I want to get an episode out because I've been trying to get back into my routine. You know, I've been getting there. But the other reason as well is because we only have 2 boss fights to do, and they're not particularly mad boss fights. Like Ravager takes up a whole episode. That thing just goes on forever. But this fight, if done right, it's pretty quick. And then the other one we have to do is the Lunatic Cultist, which is apparently pretty quick, right? And I'm wondering what it's going to be like with rogue weapons. Probably pretty quick. So what have I been up to today? Well, I mentioned yesterday that it's Court's birthday in a couple of days. So I went to like a big shopping centre. I would love to name which one, but I've got to be really careful because people have found out where I live because I do a terrible job of hiding it. But that's a story for another day. But I went to this big shopping centre, and I was basically just like, I was playing detective, really. I was just watching her. What's she picking up? What's she looking at? Writing it down in my notes app on my iPhone. That's what I was doing. I was like scouting for birthday ideas, and I got some. I was pretty happy with it. I would say overall, absolute success. And then I was on my way home, and I was like, oh, I used to live near here. I want to go and check out this town I used to live in, because I used to live in this town for about a year, and it was when I was about 9 or 10, and I didn't live there long, moved away pretty quick, but I was convinced I could probably find my old place that I lived at, and it was like a really, really crummy flat, right, because it was kind of in between 2 houses, so we just lived in this crummy little flat, and I remember thinking at the time, Jesus, this flat is crummy, right? Even as a small child, I knew that this wasn't the best flat in the world. But I found it, and I was like, huh, this is awful. Like, I legitimately found my old flat, and I was like, this is horrific, right? Can't believe me mum made me live here. No, it's just a joke. I'm very grateful for my life, just in general. But, so yeah, so anyway, I was, like, looking it up afterwards, and I was like, I want to know how much this place costs to rent, because this is awful. Like, and as an adult now, I rent. I know what house prices are. I look at houses all the time because that's just like a hobby. You might find this if you're, you know, if you're the same age as me. Do you ever just look at stuff for rent or for sale? You know you'll never get it, but you just do it anyway. It's like window shopping, but instead of window shopping, it's like 30 years of debt, right? But yeah, so I look it up and I'm like, this has got to be cheap. And by cheap, I mean like this has got to be about £200 a month, because this is bad, right? Now in my area, you could probably get a full house for about £400 a month, right? If you're really shopping around, you get really, really lucky. Well, that was in my old town, not where I live now. It's a bit more expensive here because it's a city. But yeah, that's the point that goes. I looked it up. It's a 1-bedroom flat, and it was £500 a month. Who are they charging? How can they get away with it? I was mind blown. I was absolutely mind blown. I could not believe it. This fight is not going very well. It is not a city. It was a small town. It wasn't very good. But yeah, that's one thing I learned today. That's what I've been up to today. Judging my parents' choices of housing. But I had a really fantastic day. It was nice to feel nostalgic. Oh man, there's a video by PewDiePie. I think it's fantastic where he like takes people on a tour using Google Maps of his old town, and I find it to be the most interesting thing because I love hearing stories like that. Right? What did people get up to? And it just felt like my own version of that because I'd not been there since I was 10. Oh man, so it'd been 12 years. I'm 22 now. Oh god, I feel old. Yeah, Duke Fishron, it didn't really go the way I was hoping. I was kind of thinking we might win that one. I actually did. I had blind faith in myself. I don't know if I really want to do it again. I might have a go where I'm quiet and then I'll cut you guys back in a minute and go from there. I think that's probably the best thing I can do. I'm also going to buy real quick because people pointed this out to me yesterday because I completely forgot. There is a potion, isn't there, for rage. What's it called? It's called the Potion of Darkness. It's a non-calamity buff, but it's a calamity buff. You can use it. I should really be doing like this. You know, just randomly teleporting and then moving to where we need to be. Okay, right. I'm going to go give it another go. Oh, before I do that, I should probably... I need to record this so you guys don't think I'm Hacker Man Part 2. But I need some miracle fruit to permanently increase my life. There we go. My life's now green. It doesn't really give much of a buff, to be honest. It's quite expensive considering it's not really much, but it is what it is. Okay, coming up on the end of my third attempt. So I did one off camera, essentially. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Like I say, Duke Fishron, it's not usually a fight that I win. It's one that I am, like, genuinely terrible at. I keep charging into her. That's the biggest beef here. Oh, God. Oh, no. Yeah, there's no surviving this, friends. I'll keep going, though, because I'm committed, right? I am committed. No. Nope. This is not good. Man, I used that new weapon, by the way. You may be thinking, oh, James, why are you not using that new weapon when you talked about it? It homes in so slowly that it doesn't even do anything. Oh, God, I'm not a big fan of that new weapon. The boss moves around, and the weapon's like, I'm all right. Maybe one day. So that's that. Yeah, I guess we go on to the Lunatic Cultist. I tell you what, if I lose to this fight, man, I've really screwed myself over today. Because I'm like, we got two pretty quick fights. Be a quick episode. Nope. Duke Fishron's like, yeah, I got other plans. I don't really fancy that. But yeah, I was blown away that this flat was £500. My God. Because it was not great. The first thing when I got there, because you had to go down this like pretty dingy corridor to reach it. And the first thing I saw was this abandoned garage, this big brick wall, and it had spray painted on it, please pick up your dog shit. You know what I mean? I don't need to say the rest. Use your imagination, right? And that's the first thing I saw. And I was like, well, if you still lived there and you looked out the window, that would be your view. A giant sign saying, please pick up the dog. Do you know what I mean? £500 a month. You know what you could buy for that? I don't know. An Xbox One X? How much are they these days? I imagine they're expensive. I don't have one. But that was probably the best part about my day, really. And I'm so glad I went. I really am. Little moments like that, pretty great. Although, I was going to go check out, I'm just thinking back to it now. I was going to go check out the skate park I used to go to. I forgot to go. I like drove past it and I was like, oh, there's the skate park I used to go to, but you couldn't see it. And I was thinking in my head, oh, I'm going to pull up and go see it. I've only just now realised, oh, I didn't even bother to go see it. I wonder what this fight's going to be like with the stellar knife. I have a feeling like I'm just going to go kind of crazy with it and not really hit anything. We'll have to see. I do hope this fight works. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of the pillars in the world, right? Hold my hand up there, just like I did with admitting I'm a hacker man. So, this part of the series is always the worst. But I love post-Moonlord Calamity, so we're coming up to the good point. Kind of. Post-Moonlord Calamity is stressful. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's kill that Martian event, because I don't want that spawning in. Oh, I like the music. Shout out to extra boss music and all that. Okay. Oh, how's me knife doing? Is that a knife? I think it might be a knife. Okay, let's try use this. Let's see what the Star Boys do. Oh god, it's powerful. Literally everything we have is powerful. The Resprite. Oh, the Resprite. Let's talk about that. I love it. I think that's fantastic. Do you think Calamity is like, yeah, we don't need to change this fight. It's bad anyway. When Game Raiders did his tier list, he put the Lunatic Cultist up really high, and I was like, why? Why would you do that? Gonna need a one-on-one with that lad. But then again, I would probably put the Eater of Worlds in the S class. So, what can you really say? If I can say that, what does that really say about my other choices? I think I lose a lot of respect for just saying that. My god. Right. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Here we go. I was going to say, I'm really surprised I haven't been dragoned so far. Mate, I'll tell you what does dragon. The Ravager fight. Drags on. Done. Okay, are we done? Hey, and we got Pillar Boys, and we got Dragon Boys, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. So I was looking it up because you guys didn't leave me any comments about the weapons, so there was clearly none others to get other than the elemental discs, which I think are after. I'm pretty sure they're after what we need. So yeah, I don't think there are any more rogue weapons to make before we do this last part of the match. So let's see. So I have a feeling like this is all DOG. Yeah, this is all post game, isn't it? Is there a rogue thing? That looks like it could be rogue, a spear. I don't think there is. I think literally we're like at our end with new stuff. So yeah, so there we go. Man, guys. What a success. At least we did one thing right. Should we do a pillar together? Let's do a pillar together because it's been a little while since I've done this. I do get nostalgic for stuff all the time, so I feel nostalgic about the little things. I'm like, man, been a while since we've done a pillar. So now that we're in post Moonlord stuff, you guys know what it's going to be like. Stress James, you know, I'm going to quit and all that. I'm sure it's going to be lots of that. Me going, I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. I need a Leviathan. Will we do Supreme Calamitous? Who knows? No, we definitely will. I think I can do it still. I probably remember it from muscle memory, right? Probably. But what else have I got to chat about today? I feel like I'm pretty up to date. Oh, there was a brilliant moment earlier. And this would be so good if you knew who I was talking about. So I've got this friend called Callum. Oh, I love Callum. Legit one of my best friends, right? He knows that. And today I was having a meal, and this guy sat behind me, who was his absolute doppelganger. he was wearing the same clothes, because my friend has like a distinct style, I would say. Flamboyant shirt, he had a bulk jacket. And I was like, this is identical. And I sent it to him. And when somebody's got a doppelganger and you send it to the person, they're usually like, yeah, that doesn't really look like me. Because it's hard for us as humans to imagine other people looking like us, I would say. Because we don't get to see ourselves from all angles, right? Unless you're looking in the mirror all the time. And even then, that's probably flipped, right? And he was like, wow, like this guy looks like my doppelganger. And as I was leaving the restaurant, I was like desperate to see what this guy looked like from up front, his face, because I could only see him from behind. But seeing him from behind was enough to tell me this was a doppelganger, my friend. And as I went to see him from behind, he put both his hands over his face, right? He obviously didn't know I was going to look at him. And it was the most weirdly timed thing. And there was a big part of me that was like, is this just my friend? Am I being trolled? I'm looking around for secret cameras, you know what I mean? There's going to be people in Asia, like, absolutely laughing at me. I'm going to be on some, like, crazy reality TV show, you know what I mean? Okay. Alright, we did one pillar together, guys. The nostalgia's over. God, this weapon. This weapon. Oh, my God. Fantastic. Okay, well, that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.